guys, my name is Saba Asif and welcome back to my channel. Today I filmed a high-end makeup versus a drugstore or more affordable sort of makeup look, and basically on my right side of my face I have all high-end and expensive products, whereas on the left side of my face I have all drugstore and affordable products. Be it high-end or drugstore, I think they both look pretty much the same. And yeah, without further ado, if you guys want to know how to achieve this look and what are those products that I use, stay tuned and keep watching. And also, before you go, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Okay guys, so on the left side we're going to be doing drugstore affordable, and on the right side we're going to be having more high-end and expensive products. So let's get started. Now for the first product I'm going to be using is a foundation. I'm going to skip on primers because personally I don't always really go in with primers, so I don't really have one. But yeah, we're gonna move on to foundation. Now for drugstore, I have a lot of options. I love a lot of drugstore foundations. One of them here is the Wet n Wild photofocus foundation, a all-time favorite. Really love this foundation. I also love the Maybelline Superstay foundation. Even this is really good. These both are more on the matte side. However, the Wet n Wild foundation is more like a demi-matte, so it's not completely matte, if you get what I mean. So for the high-end foundation, I'm going to be using my favorite Nars Natural Radiant foundation, and on the drugstore side, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photofocus foundation. The Nars is in the shade Barcelona. So I'm aware that this foundation is going to be slightly darker, but that's okay guys, we're gonna make it work anyways. And also the shade of the Wet n Wild foundation that I have here is Desert Beige. Now that both foundations are on, you guys can clearly see how this is more lighter and this is a little dark. But in terms of how they feel on the skin, they both kind of feel the same and they're both kind of radiant finish, and yeah. Guys, now we're going to quickly move on to concealer, and for concealer I have on the high end the highly anticipated Tarte Shape Tape concealer. This is in the shade Medium Tan Sand. This is going to be a bit dark, but I think I'll make it work as well. Then on the affordable side, I have the Makeup Revolution's Super Size Conceal and Define Concealer. This is in the shade C10. Again, these both are fairly a bit darker to my actual skin tone. They're not going to be like the perfect match, but we'll make it work. Okay guys, so both sides are done. Now that they're all blended, it looks the same. Both have the same amount of coverage. I would say that the Makeup Revolution is a bit on the drier side, but at the end the results are pretty much the same. Now we're gonna move on to setting powders. Also, please ignore my hair situation. They just are still in the drying process. Some of it is already dried. At the back they're still kind of wet, but anyways. Now for the high-end expensive side, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Loose Powder. This is in the shade Banana Bread. Yeah, this is the Easy Bake Loose Baking Powder in the shade Banana Bread. And on the affordable drugstore side, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Light Medium. Literally, the packaging is the same. Guys, the base is all done. Now we're gonna go and move on to our bronzers. And for my bronzer on the high-end side, I have my favorite MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. This is how it looks. And on the more affordable and drugstore side, I'm going to be using the Milani Baked Bronzer. This is in the shade Soleil. This is how it looks. On the high-end side, I'm going to be using the Sigma blush. This is the Nymphaea Aura Powder Face Powder Blush. This is what it looks like. And on the affordable drugstore side, I'm going to be using my Morphe blush palette, and I'm going to be using the Last Pink. So while doing a side-by-side comparison, this is how it looks like. And I honestly feel when these both are on, they kind of look the same. Okay guys, so those of you who don't know already, I don't do my brows, as in I don't do them, and that's why they're more fuller and yada yada yada. And that's why I don't really put much interest in my brow products. So the reason I am telling you all this is because for my brows I kind of just use this Morphe eyeshadow palette. This is the 25A palette, and I kind of just use any dark brown eyeshadow, and in this palette I use this one. So if you guys do have a dark brown eyeshadow in your expensive palettes, you can use that. Maybe like in this Huda Beauty palette, I would go in with this dark brown eyeshadow. Now I'm just going to be taking any concealer and just carving out my brows to make them look a lot more cleaner. Okay guys, so the brows are done. Like you guys can see, this is the best they can get. Now we're going to move on to our eyeshadow. For the high-end expensive side, I have the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions eyeshadow palette. I'm just looking for something neutral in my eyes, so I picked up this eyeshadow. And the most similar that I had in my collection to this was the Makeup Revolution's Reloaded Iconic Fever eyeshadow palette. So again, it has a lot of these similar warm brown eyeshadows, and you guys can see it has some similarity to it, if not everything, you know. So yeah, this goes on the right side of mine and this on the left. I'm using this brown eyeshadow. And from this palette, I'm going to be taking this shade. Whoa. Had a lot of fallout. From the Huda Beauty eyeshadow side, I'm going to be using this Rusty Red Warm shade eyeshadow. And from the Iconic Fever eyeshadow palette, I'm using this shade, very similar, a rusty red shade. So now with no extra product, I'm just gonna rub the same brush over to the faces where there's no product, because I don't really want to put anything on my lid. I just want to keep it like this. I feel like it looks really diffused, nice. Now we're just gonna move on to our liner. So on the high-end side, I'm using this Katvond ink well eyeliner. This is what it looks like. This is in the black shade. They have a couple of other shades. And on the Drugstore side, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Ink eyeliner. Personally, I don't really like the Katvond liner. I don't think it's exactly very black. On the Drugstore side, I have the Maybelline Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara, which is also my all-time favorite mascara. And then on the high-end expensive side, I have this Tarte Lash Paint Mascara. This is the sample size, so. For my lashes, I'm going to be using the Pinky Goat eyelashes. This is in the style Ring. Okay guys, so the eyes are done. Now we're going to move on to our highlighter. Like you guys can see, I haven't put any highlighter yet. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So on the right side, I'm going to be using the MAC Oh Darling Extra Dimension highlighter. This is one of my favorite highlighters. One of my favorite highlighters from MAC actually. I love this. It's a really pretty gold shade. And on the Drugstore affordable side, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild highlighting powder. This is in the shade Golden Flower Ground. And again, also a really beautiful gold shade. Stunning. And that is so beautiful. So they both are pretty gold and pretty highlighters, and now we're going to move on to our lips. These two products are not exactly dupes, but they kind of look similar and the formula is great, and yeah. So on the high-end side, I have my favorite ever nude lipstick in the whole entire world. This is the Girlactik lip paint in the shade Posh. Love this formula, love this shade. It's perfect, like perfect. Now, recently discovered nude lipstick by the NYX liquid lipstick in the shade 17. And yeah, let's just have a comparison and you guys will see what I'm talking about.